So, following yesterday's video, if you watched it, I asked for more questions about whether it be Newport League Two or just overall football. And Theo messaged me on TikTok yesterday to ask about, of course, how our defence could shape up going against Swindon with all the injuries and suspensions included. And I do think this is a brilliant question. So, I think there's a few things you need to go into when we're going to cover this and, of course, talk about it. It's going to talk about the defenders we've got available, potential formation changes, and then, of course, what I may say we should go for, depending on how things match up. So I think the first thing we need to cover is what defenders have we got, what ones are suspended or unavailable for what reasons. So you start off with the two injured players being, of course, Shane McLoughlin, who got injured on the weekend against Port Vale. We don't really know too much about his injury. And then James Clarke, who's also injured. Supposedly he'll be back within the squad within a week or two, as of things I've heard. Kyle Jameson, and then, of course, you've got Ciaran Brennan will also be unavailable due to suspensions against Port Vale. But other than that, you've got Cameron Evans, Nelson Sanker, Joshua Seabury, Joe Thomas, Matt Baker, and Anthony Glennon to the disposal. So the lucky thing about the defenders we've got is that they're versatile and can cover a lot of the back line. We also have heard that potentially Bryn Morris can cover at centre-back. But in terms of natural centre-backs, ones that we know will play there regularly, you've got Matt Baker, again, reliant on him not getting injured, Joshua Seabury, Cameron Evans, and Nelson Sanker. So, four kind of, regular first team centre backs. And for playing a five back or a three back, of course, three centre backs, it is going to be very difficult to, I suppose, manage. But I've said that we should potentially try out the four back once more. Of course, we tried it against Leighton and Cheltenham on the opening day of the League Two season, and it didn't work. But I feel that these players have potentially played with each other enough to maybe justify trying it out against what is a relatively weak Swindon side. My back line would be, of course, Nick Townsend in goal. You've then got Anthony Glennon at left back. You've then, again, switch these over if you feel free. But you've got Cameron Evans on the left side of centre-back, Matt Baker on the right side of centre-back. And then you have potentially, again, Joe Thomas or Seabury at right back. And then you have Bryn Morris just ahead of them, covering that midfield, defensive midfielder role. But let me know what you think. Of course, it's a very interesting conversation because early on in the season, you don't expect this many suspensions and injuries. But that's what I would go for. I would potentially trial out a fullback again. I think the Swindon game is a good opportunity for us to do so. However, I would entirely understand if we, again, as Nelson Jardim has suggested, maybe move Bryn Morris into a centre-back and have him as that middle centre-back. But either way, I'm saying that Bryn Morris should be playing just ahead of them. So yeah, let me know what you think and feel free to, of course, leave a like, subscribe and follow and all that good stuff.